The 2024 Phoenix Rising season is presented by Equality Health. And tonight's match in Phoenix is presented by Carvana. It's week 25 of the USL Championship, and the playoff push is just getting going as Phoenix Rising FC play host to North Carolina FC as the two champions of their respective leagues go head-to-head tonight in the Valley of the Sun. Welcome in Killian McClatchy, my partner, the top man at backheel.com, Joe Lowry. And Joe, we got a fun match tonight. Two teams on the outside looking in as we start the evening on the playoffs as we start to wind things down.
Yeah, and Phoenix Rising aren't pulling punches. They're trying to reload this squad ahead of that playoff push. Two new wingers signed, including Darius Johnson, coming over after playing 1,200 minutes in the Dutch top flight.
Yeah, speaking of those new guys, we're going to give you our players to watch. Start off with a guy who's newer. He's been around for a little bit, made the last two starts. Tomas Angel on loan from LAFC. He's been really sharp in these first two matches.
Yeah, everything but the goal against Tampa Bay last time out for Phoenix Rising. You can see his quality on the ball. So comfortable in tight spots and, crucially, can create his own shot. It's a rare skill, especially at this level. He's
been big, especially with Remy Cabral working his way back from a bit of a knock. Over on the other side, the player to watch for North Carolina FC, Olex Anderson. He's been putting the ball in the back of the net like nobody's business. A brace just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, loves to hang on the back shoulder of the opposing center back. Loves to run in behind. Also an aerial threat inside the 18. This guy is a goal scorer with wheels. Somebody that Phoenix Rising's three center backs are going to have to be laser focused in on tonight.
Those 6 goals, second on the team for North Carolina FC. Well, two teams starting to make the push for the playoff as the temperature's slowly starting to come down in Phoenix. It's only getting hotter for that playoff push. We got lineups and kickoff coming up next from Phoenix.
There's satisfaction in sacrifice, in spilling blood, sweat, and tears, in knowing that you left it all on the floor and never threw in the towel. Well, except to clean up the mess. Giving it all for your team is worth every drop. Modelo, brewed for fans with a fighting spirit.
Huh. How long have you been tracking our car's value with Carvana?
Just like 7 months.
Should we sell it?
We hold.
Hold.
Silver vans are going for more right now. Should we?
Hold.
Our low mileage is paying off. You think we should?
Hold.
Depreciation's really heating up. You think?
Hold. Hold.
We just did 2.5%.
Hold. Now.
I'm on it.
Already sold to Carvana.
Go to Carvana and track your car's value today.
Your health shouldn't depend on where you live, which language you speak, or the size of your paycheck. Everyone deserves access to high-quality care for a healthy life. At Equality Health, we partner with primary care providers to break down barriers to care and build healthy communities. Better health for all, the real game-winning goal. Equality Health is the season-presenting sponsor of the Phoenix Rising and proud sponsor of the Rising Community Soccer Clinics.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Equality Health, by Carvana, and by Northern Arizona University. The lights are shining bright as we welcome you back into Phoenix as the Rising 6-8-8 against North Carolina FC. 7-8-8. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry here, getting things ready for kickoff. We're going to give you the starting 11 for both sides. First for the visitors from North Carolina, standing 29 points coming to the night, 9th place in the Eastern Conference. Just outside looking in, here's the lineup What do you see, Joe?
John Bradford sticking with his preferred 3-4-2-1 shape. Keep an eye on that right half space in Rodrigo da Costa. His first start since late June. Silky smooth playmaker. Phoenix Rising going to have their eyes all the way dialed in on da Costa.
Da Costa scored his 50th goal of his USL career a couple weeks ago in Colorado Springs as well, so certainly look for him to get on the score sheet. Over on the other side, this is what Phoenix Rising's got. A couple of changes going on here tonight for interim coach Diego Gomez.
Yeah, no Lawrence White, so it's JP Skiers as that right-sided center back in Gomez's preferred 3-4-3. You'd see that diamond shape in midfield. It's Giulio Durattiotto playing as that number 10 tonight over Fede Varela. Durattiotto came in over the offseason, 20-year-old Italian, was brought in to play as more of a number 6 or a number 8. Gomez, though, likes him higher up as a 10.
Hey, if he likes him higher up, he had the game winner the last time these two met in the Open Cup earlier this year. As we got now everybody's favorite part, it's personally mine. It's the Lowry's Lowdown presented by Peoria Nissan. Give it to us, Joe.
Way to cover all your bases there, Killian. Really proud of you. For Phoenix Rising, it's all about working through the new guys. This team is heading towards the playoff push. They've added real talent. No Darius Johnson tonight due to illness, but Gerald Margarita on the bench, 2 new wingers there. And then, of course, Tommy Angel starting up top for this team on loan from LAFC. The key is to work through those new talented acquisitions. And then for North Carolina, it's all about finding Olex Anderson. This team is dangerous when Anderson's on the ball, streaking in behind the opposing back line in transition. Expect North Carolina to look for those balls over the top or on the ground in between Phoenix Rising center backs to release Anderson.
And Hell, our guy to watch on loan from LAFC, as we run you through officials for tonight. Head referee Muhammad Hassan, he'll be the man with a whistle as he gets us going. Justin Fillmore and Clarence Clark are assistant referees, and our fourth man, Alan Martinez Espinoza. So we are underway. The final matches, week 25 in this USL Championship. Get back Pop Marboy. Man right in the middle, back 3 tonight of Marboy, Fuenmayor, and Skiers. As he said, no Lawrence White out this evening. So Skiers getting an opportunity to jump back into the starting 11.
And fans, watch a player on the other side of the field, Emil Cuesio, who just exited your screen, number 14 there. He's going to be flexing all night between left back and center mid.
Good pass through already, but the flag goes up. An early opportunity, not there at Garto Rito. We've seen them, really these wing backs for this Phoenix club, especially the last couple of weeks. And Garto Rito and Juan Carlos Azocar really provided a big spark in helping offensively.
Yeah, and Gomez has shifted the mentality of those players where they're playing less as wing backs now, Killian, and more as just out-and-out wingers, right? We're going to see Emil Cuesio, the player I was just talking about, he's going to be the left back in defense, while Azocar can just straight up defend as a winger. And it's going to be Skiers defending as the right back so that Rito can defend as a winger. Those players can be closer to goal. They were both dangerous against Tampa Bay a couple of weekends ago. Phoenix now coming off of that bye week. They're fresh, they're ready to go. Expect those two to be released in behind that North Carolina back 3, back 5.
Here comes the ball played through all the way over. Here's Metzigan. Brazilian tries to lay it off to the left. Left foot as good little poke, not fully away. Still trying to meander around, and that is Da Costa. As he lays the ball through, but right into the feet of a defender, nowhere going.
You can see there, though, how silky smooth Da Costa is on the ball. His vision, he's going to look for that home run pass. And that's something that North Carolina have missed in his absence. It's been Evan Conway, who's a good player, starting in that right half space, that narrow winger role for John Bradford. But Da Costa, with the touch he provides on the ball and the vision that he has, he's a different animal.
As Phoenix, see Charlie Dennis there, donning that Homer red tonight. North Carolina in the all-white top to bottom. Show. Odd little touchback goes back to Leos Novo, who just boots it all the way back to his opposing keeper in Jake McGuire. We mentioned these two teams met earlier this season in that round of 32 of the U.S. Open Cup. It was a tremendous match. A 2-1 victory. We mentioned Durattiotto with the game winner in extra time. It was his first professional goal. A great moment for him. He was clearly excited about it. Talked a little bit about it after the match as well. That was a match, saw a couple of red cards. It's an Open Cup, gets a little heated.
No doubt about it. And those two teams put in a good display. Not a ton between them all the way back in May. Now, still not a ton between them. When you look at where these two teams are in their respective conferences, both teams are very much pushing. They're very much trying to show that, hey, we belong above that playoff line, trying to get there and stay there. And two teams killing as well with some similar tactical principles. North Carolina coming out tonight in their 3-4-3 shape that Bradford likes to use. That's a shape that Phoenix know very, very well. Danny Stone, who's now no longer the manager of Phoenix Rising, now with an assistant over with Orange County. Earlier this season, Danny Stone used that flat 3-4-3 shape. Gomez comes in and he tweaks it a little bit. But speaking with Diego Gomez, interim manager, earlier this week, he says, you know, this is a look that our guys know. We understand some of the general patterns and principles that a team who uses that flat 3-4-3 like North Carolina want to use, and Phoenix hope to use that to their advantage tonight.
Justin Malou a little strong on the header, gets it down though. Knocked down on a quick whistle and a foul. Malou was the man who scored the lone goal in that Open Cup tie for North Carolina. DaCosta gets it back to Malou. Back to DaCosta. Costa starting to work forward. Gets a little bit of a run from Menzigan. Nelensky to try and put it towards the back post. Coach Olex Anderson mentioned he is the player to watch, second on this club, as there is Diego Gomez, interim head coach. 1-2-2, looking to try and just get things going. This is about the time last year that Phoenix made their big run, ultimately leading them to that USL Championship title. As Rocco Rios Novo, a little game of chicken there with Olex Anderson.
Yeah, Rocco's never been afraid of those sequences, loves to get on the ball in goal, which is something that Diego Gomez wants to leverage into real attacking chances. If you draw North Carolina out as they were stepping high to press, then there's more space in behind.
Trying to get a little fancy over there on that far side was Rito.
That's well done.
Nice touch to settle it down to himself. Quacio thought about going for Asokar and elects to just play it back to Fuenmayor.
And you can see Quacio here flexing in and out, you know, moving from the center out into the half space now with Asokar higher up the field, just trying to find little pockets of space to work off of Ale Fuenmayor to overload this left side.
Zambrano tries to sneak one through to Asokar. Nice interception though, taken away by Menzigan. Here's Anderson looking for somewhere to go, waiting for some help. Yes, DaCosta. Triangle that gets broken up, played back to Justin Malou. And now sent over far side of the pitch. Long cross looking for Anderson, but that one's going to end up almost in the stands in that south side of the stadium.
Yeah, that's the second cross that North Carolina have sent into the box looking for Olex Anderson. Somebody who, yes, is dangerous running in behind the back line, but also can be a real aerial threat. He's a multifaceted attacker at the top of this North Carolina shape.
Soft pass played out the goal kick. So Carr looks like he got his feet stuck in the turf just a little bit. One step away as Malou will grab it and pull it back. Rafa Menzigan, Rio de Janeiro native, sat down in the center by Maldonado. Back heel themselves. Ooh, lost Asokar, but Quacio does a nice job to step in front of that pass.
Seen a ton of interchanges on this right side for North Carolina. That was Colin Martin at number 8, roaming all the way out, sort of towards that right side. Menzigan pushing higher, often tucking inside, so DaCosta can have the wing. A lot of flexibility on that right side. Phoenix's left side, trying to pull apart that rising back line.
Our boy Skier's right back to Pop, the rookie. Long ball looking over the top for Asokar. Long run if he can get to it, but it skips too far ahead for Juan Carlos Asokar, and it's a touch as USL Championship soccer continues on the ESPN networks in September. We're almost there for the Western Conference matchup of teams fighting to cross the playoff line. Last season's champion Phoenix Rising hosts FC Tulsa Friday, September 6th at 11 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. does a nice job shouldering off Anderson, who's still pestering. A little slide from Anderson, but no harm as Quayshaw remains calm and gets it back to the center back, Pop Marboy.
Yeah, and it was Marboy's long switch that went out of bounds, leading to that throw-in. It's still an area of needed development for the rookie center back. Still somebody who's trying to get the feel of the game with the ball at his feet. Is an elite, truly elite 1v1 defender at this level. He's already more than strong enough on the defensive end. The question for Pop Marboy continues to be, can he change games with the ball on that right foot? We're still waiting to find the answer.
Pop Marboy, we expected early in the season him to play a big role just with the talent that he has, but he's certainly been thrust, I think, kind of more into a really prime role as Dorotioto tried to make a run in behind, but too far from Rocco Rios Novo. But Pop Marboy, this is a guy coming in a very crowded defense room, and he shined, earned himself a position, and now with a couple injuries and a couple people in and out, in John Stenberg, as he's still unavailable for this side, the captain, Pop Marboy has stepped right into that center spot, and he's looked sharp.
Yeah, he's a locked-in starter at this point in the season. There's no way you take Pop Marboy and the defensive solidity that he brings out of that back three.
A strong tackle. Charlie Dennis got taken out, and it will be a booking. It's going to be a yellow card for Ezra Armstrong.
That's been a theme so far of Charlie Dennis's Phoenix Rising career. Somebody who's always in and around the ball, in and around the challenge, whether on the receiving end or the giving end. Charlie Dennis engaged and active on that right-sided central midfield role.
Mentioned Stenberg, that availability report brought to you by Spooner. Mentioned no Stenberg, no Remy Cabral, still working himself back. A bit of a knock earlier this year, and then we mentioned Lawrence White, unavailable for tonight. Out of town for his sister's wedding. So congratulations there.
Bit of a slow tempo so far through the first 10. Now heading into the 11th minute of this game. North Carolina pressing, but not pressing too high or too consistently. They're happy to drop back into that 5-4-1, playing a high line, and that will be a theme to watch later on this game to see if Doratiotto or Angel or the wingers can run in behind. And Phoenix don't tend to bring a ton of intensity with their own high press. More likely to counter press and can at times get lulled into a lot of soft, slow possession play. Haven't seen a ton of either side really putting their foot on the gas so far through about 11 minutes.
Mayor walks it forward, trying to draw a couple of defenders into his face. Lay off. There's Rito. Rito cuts towards the center. A little toe poke goes through. He was looking for somebody to make a run, and nobody was there.
Well, and there's that space. That's the second or third time now that Phoenix Rising have tried to break in. North Carolina playing that high line. Yeah, it's the midfield four, but even more than that, it's the back five. That's still quite a ways out of goal. Leaves a ton of space for Rising to break into. We've seen Tommy Angel try to drop in to then allow Giulio Doratiotto to make that run and beyond. This sort of counter movement, it just hasn't quite been there on the timing front.
Dennis a little overly aggressive.
There it is.
To the back of Mikey Maldonado. Maldonado, he's played well, the San Antonio native. A couple of assists and a goal in his last 4 matches for this NCFC side. Actually scored the first goal of the entire season for this club earlier on in the year. Quayshaw elevates, heads that one out. Get ready for a throw in. And remember, now at Metro by T-Mobile, you get that new customer feeling again and again. Introducing Metro Flex. More than just free phones when you join. You can get the same great deals as new customers on 5G phones like Samsung, Motorola, and Revel when you stay 12 months and trade in a phone. The first of many initiatives they're making to ensure all their customers, new and existing, feel valued. Now that's not a yada yada.
There's that lower line of confrontation that I was talking about with Phoenix Rising. Not always trying to break up field as soon as possible.
Ball in. Menzigan looking for the back post and just snuck that one past. Anderson was about a step and a half shy. He might have had a good shot at making it 1-0.
Some of the difficulties still with Emil Quayshaw being the left back for this team. A center midfielder at heart, now being asked to defend in a new role. He's only been in this spot for a few games now under Diego Gomez. This is something brand new for Emil Quayshaw. Trying to find his rhythm and trying to find when and where to step to the ball. a little slow there, and dangerous ball across the face of goal.
Spears takes a shoulder and ends up drawing a foul. Get it back going quickly. Going to try and swing it all the way this near side. Aso Carr. Bit of a strong touch, but nicely done by Rafa to keep it in. Knocked down. Lovely bit of play right there. 1-2. Rafa again. He runs right into Ale Fuenmayor, and little extension of the arms, and that one might have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that push, Joe.
Yeah, Mohamed Hassan calling a tight game so far through the first 14 minutes. Certainly an extension there from Ale Fuenmayor. See in the back there. No doubt, shove. Things being called tight here in the first 15.
He wants it and does get it. Starting to work his way forward. Whirling around and touch back to Malou. Maldonado, Malou. Center man, that's Bryce Washington. Down, working forward. Gotten around the defense. The box tested down and knocked down. Nice defense. Looked like it might have been Popmar Boy who got a foot to that one. And as Armstrong collects and sends it back for North Carolina.
And that's poor on the right side there from Phoenix Rising.
Trunk sent back in. Anderson tries to head it up, not out. Rafa centered back, touched around, still inside. As now Emil Quayshow will take it and looking for something to do with it and sends it ahead. Gonna break out and looks like, no, it is out.
There's not enough intensity on the defensive end or with Emil Quayshow and Juan Carlos Azocar trying to break out on the left side there for that counterattack. Far too easy for North Carolina to break into the box in the first place. And fine, bide your time, try to drop pressure with the ball in your box. Emil Quayshow had time and space, but just too slow on the run and a sloppy ball. Careless down that left side. Phoenix Rising lacking intensity and sharpness here in the opening stages.
Maldonado back to Malou. Quarter of an hour played in Phoenix. Paco Craig works it ahead. Maldonado back to the midfield, back to Craig.
North Carolina super comfortable on the ball in this 3-4-3 structure. Happy to move it from side to side, to try and release DaCosta in the half spaces. Tons of control for them in the early stages.
Phoenix Rising and Modelo have teamed up to offer the ultimate game night experience. For just $35, get 2 tickets and 2 20-ounce Modelos to elevate your game day. Don't miss out on this special offer. Get your tickets today and cheer on Phoenix Rising. Buy now at phxrisingfc.com. We are Phoenix Rising. Todos Rojos.
Phoenix trying to break out of this North Carolina press. They have a numbers advantage through the center with Durratioto and Tommy Angel unmarked there between the lines.
Speaking of Angel, he's going to leap up and head that one down. First touch for Angel tonight. Kept quiet through these first 16 minutes. As Quayshow and Phoenix look to try and build up. Zambrano to Dennis. An extra 1-2 touch and just over the head of Skiers as he has to try and hustle back as North Carolina was trying to get going quickly.
You mentioned there Tommy Angel not getting on the ball a ton. That's a problem. And to be honest, Killian, that's less on Tommy Angel as that number 9 and far more on the players around him.
Slip and a turnover. Angel on the ball, got some help to his right and his left. Working forward, Angel hesitates, still with the ball at his feet, taken down, clean tackle. Nicely done by North Carolina to quell a real dangerous moment for the hosts. And now a little too strong. Zambrano can't believe it.
Tommy Angel getting forward on the break. He was looking for that perfect opportunity to release Azocar into that left side of the box. It never quite came. Held on to it a little too long. Renzo Zambrano's got to do damage control.
Zambrano thought he went through DaCosta cleanly, but referee begged to differ.
And I like this slightly higher defensive look from Phoenix Rising where they got their 2 wingers on the outside center backs for North Carolina trying to match up man for man in that part of the field. Force a long ball, then you got Renzo Zambrano in front of the center backs to win the ball back.
Little turnover as Azocar was ahead. Looked like he was offside on a collision, and I'll say it's going to be a goal kick. Foot race. Seen a couple times Asokar. Right head-to-head with Rafa.
There's a little more intensity from Phoenix Rising over the last even 2-3 minutes now. Getting forward a little bit in the press. The wingers trying to release onto Malou and Craig. Trying to force some of those long balls and trying to get out on the break, even though the Tommy Angel dispossession at the top of the box doesn't do Phoenix any favors. Still a good sign to see their number 9, who is not just a classic hold up, get in the box, finish chances kind of 9, although he can do all of those things, Tommy Angel, but also somebody who is dangerous on the ball, who is comfortable dropping in to play make a little bit. Rising like those moments where they get their 9 on the ball. It just hasn't happened quite enough so far tonight.
Right ahead, Armstrong. Good touch ahead to himself, tries to center it. Knocked down, left-footed shot, and just wide. DaCosta was in the right spot at the right time, but just couldn't get enough underneath it.
Ezra Armstrong giving Phoenix Rising real issues on the right side of their defense. The quickness of the left wingback to get around the edge now multiple times here in the first 20 minutes. Sends the ball in, and DaCosta just ends up pinging the outside of the post there.
Armstrong, North Carolina native. Good soccer family. As a whistle and foul, Phoenix will keep it. His dad, Desmond, actually played for the U.S. men's national team. His brother currently still playing for St. Louis City 2. He was signed from 41 appearances over the last 2 seasons in that St. Louis system.
See Phoenix there trying to work out the kinks of this new look. Emil Quaisha was open on the left side of central midfield. The ball doesn't come across on the right side. He has to flatten out to keep the passing angle open as Rising circulate from right to left. Those moves can become more automated over time. Players have to get comfortable looking up and finding the options in central midfield. Phoenix have that overload. That's the joy of playing with this 3-diamond 3 shape, is you have 4 bodies really in central midfield. You can see Renzo Zambrano deep as the 6. You know, Quaisho as the left side at 8, Dennis as the right side at 8, and Doratioto, who just leaves your screen there, high up as that number 10. Phoenix have the numbers to work around the double pivot for North Carolina. They're just not accessing those spaces quickly enough.
I think the best route to try and get more into those spaces as Skeers comes up, lays off for Dennis. Flenmayor will get out on the near side and start to work his way forward. Quaisho comes and gets it. Pressed ahead, Quaisho, heavy collision. As Quaisho down, and now a foul. He's going to be back behind. Costa doesn't like it.
A lot of chippiness in the early stages of this game on both sides.
Quaisho still a little slow to get up. Looked like they just kind of knocked shins. 2 guys going for the ball as Malou came to check on Quaisho. Quaisho will come together with DaCosta.
It's all good. It's all good. Get a replay here of the collision. Malou certainly lands there on Quaisho, now back to his feet.
Chip ahead, trying to get there if he can, and not able to keep it in. A bit of a recurring theme for Phoenix tonight. Fans, a USL League One matchup. It's going to kick off the September coverage on CBS Sports Network. Players Shieldholder Union Omaha visits the newcomer Spokane Velocity FC in the first ever regular season clash between the two. September 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. He's in tonight. You see there's head coach John Bradford. We got the 2 champions. 2 highest levels of the USL. The championship winners obviously last year in Phoenix Rising, and then North Carolina FC won a thrilling title match a year ago. Took it in penalties as Anderson slips up, can't keep the ball at his feet, and it's out for a Phoenix throw-in.
Yeah, Phoenix love that Potmar boy Olex Anderson matchup. Anderson still down.
Anderson pounding the ground, that right hand, and they're going to need the trainer to come out and take a look. Anderson slipped up and still on a heap in the ground. Not a good sign for this North Carolina FC club.
Didn't look like there was a ton of contact in there on the left side of the Phoenix defense. So take another look here at Olex Anderson. Comes across, collides that right knee, it looked like maybe, on Emil Quaisha before he really gets running there 1v1 against Patmar Boy.
Anderson, the drink as the trainer chats with him. Yeah, it looks like
right leg.
Yeah, that right leg, lower, looks like that ankle, getting some of that, the magic spray.
You get that for your vocal cords pregame?
I'm sure that's probably not advised by the FDA or somebody. Let's get a thumbs up as Anderson going to try and walk it off. That's a good sign for North Carolina.
Yeah.
One man not in the 11 tonight for North Carolina, though, their leading scorer, Evan Conway. And with 8 goals leading this club this season. Alex Anderson starts to make his way back towards the dugout. Conway is available this evening off the bench for North Carolina.
And he'll be a threat off the bench. We'll certainly see him in the second half if John Bradford needs to go and add an extra attacker on the field. Anderson's dangerous off the shoulder of the center back, Evan Conway. More dangerous with the ball with his feet between the lines. Not a pure through ball threader like Rodrigo da Costa, the man who's starting in that right half space tonight. But somebody who can play, do a little bit of everything with the ball at his feet. A little creation, a little 1v1 threat on the dribble. Good off-ball mover as well. A great guy to have coming off your bench.
So Anderson back out onto the pitch. So we'll have to keep an eye on him and how that right ankle's looking throughout the match. Our boy off to Fuenmayor and back to Patmar Boy. Here's Fuenmayor. Works it past the midfield line. Long run ahead for Fuenmayor. Tries to center. Little chip 1-2. Here's Fuenmayor into the box. He's got a couple options. Crossed in, a chip back post. Dennis knocks it down, but not there.
What a run up the left side from Ale Fuenmayor. Never afraid to get involved in the attack from that left-sided center back spot. A little 1-2 there with Tommy Angel. Nobody's expecting the center back to continue that run into the box. Looks for Dennis in the back post. Just can't quite control there from Charlie Dennis.
A little surprised that Dennis didn't just try to go for goal on the volley.
Yeah, it's a tough angle on that right side. The ball maybe just a little overhit. Dennis tries to get a little too cute.
Long run in behind Anderson, but the flag goes up near the offside.
But there's the space in behind that we've talked about now multiple times. Whether it's a winger, whether it's a 9 or a 10, whether it's a left-sided center back, making that run into the attack, the space is there. The trick is to engage that North Carolina back 5, as Tommy Angel did there, to draw them forward even just that little bit further to create the separation in the space for the run to come in over the top. We've seen Rising try to make those runs. That's the first one that's really come off with a runner in the space and beyond the back line.
Rios Novo punches that one out towards Fuenmayor. Quaisho picks it up. Quaisho going to stop and turn. Give it off. Julio right in the middle. Zambrano, who's going to have to turn, and he retreats all the way back. And they have to play it back to the keeper, Rocco Rios Novo.
And Rising have tried to hit those runners over the top from their center backs or from Renzo Zambrano at the 6th spot. We saw Patmar Boy try to release Azokar. They have a bit more success working the ball into Quaisho, into Dennis, into Doratioto, those higher central midfielders, to give themselves a chance to turn in between the lines and play through.
Ball over the top, but Azokar was well offside.
Because Killian Rising don't really have the speed. You know, Azokar, a technical player, not a guy who's going to beat you in the 100-meter dash. Well, he beat you. He beat me in the 100-meter dash.
Very easily beat me.
I think people get the point. He's not going to beat a lot of these guys out there in a straight line speed competition. Tommy Angel is quick, but not with the fleetest of foot over long distances. Julio Doratioto's got that big frame, but is not the quickest, right? And then you think about Rito on the far side. He's quick, but doesn't always have that end product. This is partially why Phoenix Rising have made moves to go out there and sign a couple of wingers. In Joel Margarita, who's coming over, experienced in the 2nd tier over in the Netherlands. A player who brings a lot of tricks and flicks to this Phoenix Rising team, was playing in the Azerbaijan top flight. Somebody who's got 4 caps for Curacao. And then, of course, Darius Johnson as well. When he lacks in Margarita's name, he does make up for in pedigree. 1,200 minutes in the Eredivisie last season. That's the top tier. Over in the Netherlands, that's a legit level. You know, he's going to be somebody who adds real force and dynamism to this rising team. Phoenix need a little bit more of that going forward.
So Carr had a little tug in the back of the jersey in a booking. So nice one to take the ball away and a tug. So Rafa will get the yellow card. And now the stoppage for another North Carolina player is cut. Something on the back of the head of Rodrigo da Costa. Looks like he might have just taken a knock to the back of the head, which is trainer coming to take a look at him.
Yep, and any head injury, someone that gets its time, no rush on situations like this. DaCosta's been sharp, certainly was sharp early on that right side, interchanging, working his way out to the wing, then cutting inside, working his way over to the left half space. He really does drive this North Carolina attack, especially against a team like Phoenix that doesn't want to come out and extend all the time. They're okay to sit a little bit deeper as we catch the replay here.
Yeah, a little bit of an elbow. He was trying to, I think that's the conversation he was having with Mohamed Hassan, the head referee you just saw a moment ago. Costa going to wait to let back on by the fourth official. They're going to play it ahead, trying to get it through Angel, and he's not going to be able to get there as McGuire comes up and easily snags it.
Well, that's the issue right now for Phoenix, is not finding that balance. If Angel's going to make that run, the ball needs to come quicker. And one great way to make sure the ball comes quicker is to make sure it's coming from higher up the field. Trying to find Doratioto or Dennis or Quaisio between the lines, not nearly enough of that from Phoenix tonight.
Costa had to wait up for that one, gets it off to Rafa. Rafa on the edge of the 18. He's got Anderson to the inside. Anderson leaping through the air, but not able to get there. Nicely done, as Aso Carr was marking him the whole way.
North Carolina have showed some real threats from their wingbacks so far tonight. Mitzingen on the ball on the right side of the box. Plays it across. Ends up going all the way across. A few of those sequences so far through 30.
Skiers now that at his feet. Doratioto trying to get a little too fancy, and a back heel doesn't go anywhere. As Angel trying to get a foot in front of that pass. Malou will step forward, and now Julio Doratioto is down in a hump on the far side.
Holding that right foot. Doratioto on the ball, involved on that right side.
Doratioto, the young Italian, mentioned had that game-winning goal of the Open Cup matchup for his first professional goal of his career. Back in Cary, that was in extra time. As Doratioto back up on his feet.
You see the ball comes in, tries that cheeky little flick in behind, gets stepped on a little bit there on that right foot. Walking it off.
All right, as we'll get it back going. And we'll get it over to Paco Craig with an errant pass. As Skiers comes all the way up and now headed out. It'll be a throw in for Phoenix. Half an hour played, still 0-0 here in Phoenix. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry in the Valley of the Sun this evening.
Yeah, he gave us a timestamp there. 30 minutes into this game, Julio Doratioto, Phoenix Rising's number 10. A team that likes to dominate the ball and has for long stretches tonight. 4 touches. 4 touches so far through 31, 32 minutes for Doratioto. His first start under manager Diego Gomez. His first start as a number 10 all season long. And we're seeing the growing pains. This is a guy who played as a 10 earlier on in his youth career. Got away from that, ended up playing deeper. That's why Phoenix bring him in. We're seeing a different role for Julio tonight, the 20-year-old, and hasn't quite taken to it from the jump.
So Carbacker from my do you think that's more that growing pain, as you said, trying to get set in this condition, or is it more what North Carolina has been doing to try and limit him?
Yeah, I think the opportunities have been there for Phoenix Rising, and not just Doratioto, but Dennis and Quaisio and even Tommy Angel in between the lines to get on the ball. It's part on Doratioto trying to find space and not always popping up in the right spots, sometimes hanging in the cover shadow too long. We've seen that a few times tonight. But then it's also on Phoenix Rising's build-up unit, right? They're deeper players. They're 6, Renzo Zambrano, the center backs, to move the ball a little bit quicker, to set the tempo, to shift North Carolina, to then find those line-breaking passes or the balls over the top to Doratioto.
Phoenix content in possession here for a few minutes, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Rito back to Skiers. There's Doratiotto with another touch, trying to get him a little more involved.
And you see Doratiotto get on the ball there, but not facing forward, right? Not receiving on the half turn. Doesn't have the opportunity. The ball's not moving fast enough as it comes into him in his body shape. Not quite right either to allow Phoenix to keep the ball in the front foot and really keep it moving into the final third.
Doratiotto, a little shove from behind for Maldonado.
That's well done.
Julio, good touch, lays off for Asokar. Has to wait on it a little bit. Asokar working forward. Gonna get it back. Renzo Zambrano. Zambrano chipped over the back. Rito knees it down to himself. Bit too strong of a touch, but not out of danger. Rito knocks it high up into the night as Maguire will just leap up and snag it out of the air.
What a ball that was from Renzo Zambrano, looking like Rodrigo da Costa on the other end of the field. Sees the run, almost plays Edgardo Rito into the space and does Rito's work for him. Just can't quite take that touch for him, though, on the right side.
Skiers will go back to collect this throw in and take it quickly for Phoenix. Still 0-0. No real dangerous chances yet for either side. A couple looks, nothing really scare the back of the net as Rios Novo will collect back to Pop Marboy. Garto Rito. Doratiotto touches it back to Skiers. Dennis, a little 1-2 with JP. Dennis has to chest it down to himself. Nicely done, keeping possession of that pass.
Yeah, that ball's got to be on the ground from Julio into Charlie Dennis. That's the kind of thing, if Dennis has to take the extra touch and the ball has to hang in the air, that takes time in your attacking play. That allows the defense to get set, which just suffocates your own attack. It's got to be just a little sharper, a little cleaner in midfield from Phoenix.
Skiers working his way forward. Rito, bit of a strong touch. Has to shoulder off his defender in Armstrong. Gets it off for Fuenmayor. Marboy wants the ball, sends it back over. Dennis holding it up, gets it to Julio, little 1-2. Englishman to the Italian as Dennis switches sides. It's going to play it back to Fuenmayor.
Yeah, now no width on this side. You can see Juan Carlos Azócar making his run back over to his left side. Azócar's getting a little tired of not getting on the ball, trying to go centrally to find the game, to actually get a touch or to make that run in behind, one that might actually get hit here from Phoenix. Azócar, that little lack of positional discipline, then gums up the spacing in the middle, creates a few too many bodies in that part of the field and limits Phoenix's opportunities when they do rotate over to this left side.
Alex Anderson starting to see a little bit of pressure from North Carolina last few minutes. Not liking how much possession is Angel. Did he stay on? Angel gets up to it, waits for the ball, left-footed shot. Maguire knocks it right down. It came back to Angel, but nicely done from Malou to come and take it away. It looked like Angel, he stayed on side, but Maguire, little one-handed slap at the ball to save it.
That all starts with Pop Marboy breaking into central midfield. The ball comes in. Tommy Angel does well to track it down, makes good contact with that left foot. Just well done from Jake Maguire. Good positioning, simple save.
Maguire, 36 saves coming into tonight as that one launched up into the stands. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. You can visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
North Carolina now trying to find some rhythm. They've been playing back against the ball now for the last several minutes. Back in their structure in that 3-4-3. Colin Martin stepping higher, certainly, than Mikey Maldonado. Trying to find DaCosta, trying to work the ball into Martin in central spaces. Oh, how good is that?
Leaves it. Nicely done. Anderson going to turn, goes down, and a shot from the left foot from DaCosta doesn't get through. Anderson knocks it up, and a little outside of the foot as Rios Novo collects it. Bit of a squirrely play inside the 18 for Phoenix.
And there have been a couple of those so far tonight. Phoenix Rising, maybe just not quite alert enough inside their own 18. The ball bounces one or two too many times. Ultimately ends up in the mitts of Rocco Rios Novo.
Rocco, second leading man in saves for the USL Championship this year. Little 1-2. Julio wants the ball back. It's a foot race to get to it, and he does. He's got a couple of guys in the center. He was looking for Angel as that one spun high into the windy night here in Phoenix.
How's your
touch? Stays in.
How's your touch there from Emil Cuecho?
This one chipped over the top. Dennis, a little too far over for him, but Rito's there. Rito, low driven cross. Dennis going to come back and get it. Little shove at the back. Rito tries to cross him up. Nice touch, but not fully away as Zambrano collects.
Renzo Zambrano, always that safety net in front of the back three for Phoenix Rising. Certainly one of the best number sixes, one of the best defensive midfielders in the USL Championship. Steady, physical, can move the ball. We saw him play Rito into the box earlier tonight.
Long run, Anderson going to get to it, tries to go at goal, but right at Rocco Rios Novo, and Anderson knows he just let a prime opportunity go to waste.
We highlighted Olex Anderson in the pregame. Loves to play off the back shoulder of the center back. It's exactly what we see here with Anderson finding space in the right channel. Rocco Rios Novo just outfoxes him in the end. That's a good chance there for North Carolina.
Looked like Anderson wanted to try and curl that one around as Rios Novo was well off his line. And just curled it right into the paws of Rocco.
And that's the scouting report. When you play Phoenix Rising, you know that Rocco Rios Novo is going to be 18, 20, 24, 30 yards out of goal. It's a part of the Phoenix Rising defensive structure, and Rocco likes to be outside of his net to add an extra number in the defensive third at times to sweep plays up. But when the ball turns over quickly or a player gets released unexpectedly, that's when it becomes a danger moment for Phoenix.
Taking tackle, that one knocked down, and they're going to say a foul. Hard tackle in on Julio as he pounds the turf with his right hand. There's going to be another booking. This one going to be on the defenseman, Justin Malou.
Yeah, Malou coming in a little late there on Julio. Get another look here. Yeah, there have been a few of those tonight on both sides, but certainly a couple from Justin Malou. It's a good call for the referee.
So Malou takes up the booking. 40 played. Approach the closing minutes of this first half. First set piece opportunity for either side in tonight's game. It's going to be Dennis to take it off the left foot.
And this is part of the allure of Charlie Dennis. Mentioned last game for Phoenix Rising that he'd scored a goal for Tampa Bay last season against Phoenix. That left foot is a wand for Dennis on set pieces, the weight and the texture of his deliveries into the box.
Zambrano came over just to run a decoy. This one sent into the box, back post, nobody there. Headed up, but not fully out of danger. Rito going to come ahead. Chip back ahead, looking into the center of the box for Rito, but that was going nowhere. Here comes Olex Anderson on a long run. Anderson knocks it up. Rios Novo is so far out. It's one-on-one. Rios Novo in a foot race with Anderson, sent towards goal and just wide. Not where you typically want your goalkeeper playing one-on-one, literally, with one of the better attackers in the league.
How's your heartbeat, Diego Gomez? On the sideline, Rocco Rios Novo just slightly misjudges that initial ball over the top. Not ready for the speed of Olex Anderson, who ends up beating him to it. Ben can edge him around on that left side. The ball comes across from Anderson going towards goal. Phoenix Rising breathe a sigh of relief.
I wonder if that's one where Rocco maybe looks over and Diego says, you know what, let's maybe stay a little bit closer.
I don't think it's in his DNA, Killian, but I think you're correct.
Dorotioto goes down, his boot came off. And there's going to be another booking, and Dorotioto is down in a lot of pain. Literally decleated. And the head referee saying no more. Telling Martin to leave. And clipped the back heel of Dorotioto. He's taken a beating in this first half.
Mohamed Hassan trying to get control of this game again. Chippy affair so far between both sides. Fouls coming for North Carolina and Phoenix. Dorotioto's been on the receiving end of now a few of those different looks.
Dorotioto's still down, holding the back of that right heel. North Carolina trying to argue a little bit I feel like it's one if the player's cleat literally comes off. There's
does a lot of the heavy lifting on the evidence finding.
Doratiotto getting checked out.
Doesn't look intentional there whatsoever from Colin Martin. Maybe a little late on that challenge, and certainly just a coming together there of legs, and Doratiotto ends up with the bad end of that stick.
Italian getting that right foot checked out. He's going to have to put boot back on. So he's certainly going to need a minute or two. He's asking for some help up, and he will get up and start to walk it off. Gomez certainly hoping he doesn't have to make any moves as we get ready almost to the halftime break. So Julio's got the right shoe back on, and he'll slowly make his way back towards the rest of the attack, building on the edge of the 18 and ready for another free kick. Pretty much the same exact spot as the last one. A thumbs up from Julio. Brown going to take it short. Looking for Dennis. Dennis going to try and chip it in behind, and nobody's there. Hey fans, are you hungry? You can head on into Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Cane's hand-battered chicken finger and delicious secret sauces is the perfect way to feed your post-game appetite or halftime. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. I guess I'll just put it out in the universe. I wouldn't say no to some Raising Cane's at halftime here.
I thought you were buying.
I mean, like I said, if it wants to mysteriously fall out of the sky up here in our booth, yeah, I wouldn't say no.
For the record, I also would not say no. Good to see Giulio Doratiotto back and moving around. He's had a difficult first half.
Costa knockdown, nicely done by Popmar boy Anderson. Had made a nice run in behind. There's Rafa trying to get around. Quayshow marked him up well, though, stayed right in his face. Back to Malou as Angel bugs him just a little bit. Craig into the center. Knocked down, turn, chipped ahead, but cleared away as Zambrano was right on it. Rios Novo doesn't get all the way out. 5 added minutes. See on the screen, 1 already played. Novo get it right back and send it out again towards midfield. Back down and around, chested by Zambrano. Back for Skiers. Anderson got a foot to it. Quayshow going to try and start a little bit of a run out. Quayshow works forward, runs right into the defender. No Whistler going to let it go. Zambrano, a lot of room. Right by the center circle, sent near side, Asokar. Asokar touchdown and cleared away. It'll be a throw-in.
That's sort of been the story of Phoenix Rising's evening, is looking for that ball, either in behind, looking for that switch, and just it not being quite on, whether the ball is overhit, whether the first touch is off, whether the movement's a little slow. Just hasn't come together in what's been a stop-start first half.
Asokar going to earn a corner for Phoenix, bringing fans a little round of applause, see if they can't get something before the halftime break. So it is going to be the first corner of the evening, and it is brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. So it looks like it's going to be Zambrano coming to take this one on the near side. Plenty of whistles as whole gaggle of red and white right near the penalty spot. It's a very calm conversation being had there.
more so than you would expect inside the 18 on a set piece. In a game where there hasn't been a ton of attacking joy for the hosts here, finding something on a set piece is often the fallback, right? Where you have dangerous deliverers. We see it from Zambrano, we see it from Dennis. When you have those two guys who can whip the ball in with their dominant foot.
Plays it short. Sends it in from Julio. They're looking to the back post. Pop Marboy, and now a run towards, and a whistle. Doesn't matter. As Quayshow going to try and lace one up.
As we inch towards the second half here, don't be surprised to see a couple of looks on set pieces in the second 45. If I'm Diego Gomez, yeah, I'm starting to think about some lineup changes. I'm starting to think about Joe Margarita getting his look after the halftime whistle, but I'm also trying to reinforce, hey guys, we're not finding a ton of joy in open play. Can we find a look on a dead ball? Can we be dialed in fully on those set pieces to try and find a sliver of attacking joy inside the 18?
Well, back heel is Quayshow going to stop and turn with that ball. Tries to lay it ahead once again over the head of Malou, but nobody's there. They're trying to get it to Asokar, and Hell runs forward to Pester. Flynn Bynor, too high for him. Pop Marboy headed ahead. Anderson, if he was onside, and he was not, as the flag goes up.
And you see some of Emil Quayshow's naivety there on the left side of the back line. Just an unnecessary back pass. Puts Pop Marboy, puts his back line in a really difficult spot. There, the offside flag, though, coming up correctly so.
Seems like a couple of these Anderson opportunities that he's had have been played off from mistakes by this Phoenix team.
Yeah, and that's what someone like Olex Anderson, if his profile where he's quick, wants to run in behind, he's just waiting for those moments. He's just waiting for those opportunities to say, hey, you slipped up here. I know it's going to happen 2-3 times in the course of 90 minutes. When it does, I'm going to be the first guy in behind this back line.
Watching and lurking. As there is the whistle for the end of the first half. 0-0. Few chances out there for a goal, but nothing found through the first half of this matchup between these two teams, looking to try and start their push towards the playoffs. They begin to make their way out, see if we have any changes potentially coming for either side. Get ready to head in for 15 minutes. We're going to take a break right here. Stay with us at the halftime report coming up. We're watching USL Soccer.
Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? At Gateway Community College, you can achieve a career that takes you places in less time and for less money. Opportunity is not just for the select few. Living better is for everyone. Let us help you discover your future.
Quench your thirst and save big at Circle K, America's Thirst Stop. Soda 12-packs are 2 for $12 or 3 for $15. Select 24-pack bottled water cases are 2 for $7 or 3 for $9. And don't forget to grab one of our famous Polar Pop cups that stays cold longer, starting at just 99 cents. Only at Circle K, your one-stop shop for all your thirst needs. See store for details.
Get free checking at Arizona Financial. Plus, get $200 cash when you open your new checking account. There's no catch, no minimums, just 100% free checking, including free identity protection, built-in security features, and 24/7 mobile banking. Your financial future has arrived at Arizona Financial. Get the tools, security, high yields, and free checking you want, including free identity protection. Open your new checking account today and receive $200 cash. Visit arizonafinancial.org/free.
Out of all the teams in Phoenix, Rising is the best when it comes to member engagement.
We're going. You know, it's events like this that bring us all together.
Me, I come to beat you guys, so... Hello guys, Mohamed Traore here. We're really thankful. Hopefully, we'll make you even happier for the season.
Really excited to have them interact with our players, our fans, even just have a good time and enjoying some good food and drink.
We aren't alone. The support here, the support in the field is very important for us. It's energy for us. It's kind of a crazy experience, but I think everyone loved it, you know.
Going around, getting their signatures.
Beating her in go-kart racing and just hanging out in the most casual way possible.
You know, it's just watching everybody grow as the team grows and as our popularity grows. It's awesome.
And we appreciate you guys. Keep coming, supporting us. And yeah, we love you.
Welcome back in. 0-0 here in Phoenix. USL Soccer. Tonight's match brought to you in part by Carvana. It's the halftime. No goals from either side as we continue on. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back on the other side. Got some stats, some highlights, a little bit more from around the league when we come back from Phoenix.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
This is the beginning. This is a first practice, a first video session, a first pregame talk. This is a first ticket, a first scarf raise, a first kickoff. This is a tapestry of clubs and players and communities inspired by those who blazed the trail for women's sports, ready to inspire the next generation. We are the USL Super League. We're part of a movement, and this is our moment.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The numbers are brilliant here for Phoenix. Can they find their second right there? Drops it to Lasso. Lasso gives it a go. What is the Lasso?
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Phoenix Rising are your reigning national champs, and they're fired up for the 2024 season. So come witness it. Join your Phoenix Rising as they take flight against FC Tulsa. Friday, September 6th at 8, right here in Central Phoenix off 38th Street in Washington. And only 5 light rail stops from downtown Phoenix and Tempe. Tickets start at just $15. Go to phxrisingfc.com to buy your tickets now. Be there for kickoff at 8.
Back in downtown Phoenix, 0-0 at the half. More The Carvana halftime report between Phoenix Rising and North Carolina FC. And a few moments ago, we had a little special moment here on the field. Rosa Castro, you see her there. Her son, Julian Delgadillo Castro, great young man who was sadly taken from us a year ago, but a great moment as Carvana and Phoenix Rising helped presented Rosa with a new car, and just a special moment. Very touching here on the pitch. Just a great thing for Carvana, this Phoenix Rising club, to do for this community. It's just kind of see what it means to this community, what the soccer club does mean.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when sports and community combine. I love to see it, Kelly. I really do.
Going over to the big picture for the league, some of the things going around. A little hometown hip-hop star Jack Harlow not getting involved. Louisville City FC, minority ownership stake. Big Jack Harlow guy?
Why not?
All right, I like it. They also transferred Tola Shawumbi to the European Football League, League One, Crawley Town FC, going across the pond. So big transfer for Louisville City, and then New Mexico United. Goodness gracious. I don't know if anybody can stop this team the way they've been playing so far this year. Club's record for most wins in a single season, 14. Had a 3-2 victory the other week, and they just kind of keep on rolling along. As here are some of the scores from around the league, and what a shocker. New Mexico United, another big win. They continue to keep rolling along the top of the West. They're now 9 points clear of the top of the Western Conference. Some of the other scores, 1-0 Tulsa. This Phoenix team, we'll see them in a little bit. Some halftime scores, San Antonio and Sac Republic, and a 0-0 draw right now through 45. Those are some of the scores from around the USL Championship. Tonight, another big win over on the Eastern Conference from Charleston Battery.
Huge.
Shocker. They scored 6 goals, a 6-1 win. I know you're very shocked and surprised by that as they keep pace with Louisville C's. As there you see Rosa there, still a great moment. Awesome to see as we're going to go to break. We're watching the Carvana halftime report. 0-0. We'll be right back from Phoenix.
This spring, Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Your health shouldn't depend on where you live, which language you speak, or the size of your paycheck. Everyone deserves access to high-quality care for a healthy life. At Equality Health, we partner with primary care providers to break down barriers to care and build healthy communities. Better health for all, the real game-winning goal. Equality Health is the season-presenting sponsor of the Phoenix Rising and proud sponsor of the Rising Community Soccer Clinics.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Life happens every day. From small milestones,
it's official,
to big victories. With online programs that fit your life, NAU moves at the speed of you, so you won't miss a single moment.
Mountain.
Get started at nau.edu/NAU online.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Equality Health, by Carvana, and by Northern Arizona University. Back in We're at the halftime break, closing moments of halftime, 0-0 between Phoenix Rising and North Carolina FC. Two teams on the outside looking in right now of the playoff bubble. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry here bringing you this one tonight. We're going to start getting you ready for this second half. We're going to give you some of the first half highlights. Not necessarily a ton, a few opportunities, as these first half highlights are presented by your Desert Ford dealers.
There's a good overlap there from Ale Funmayor, looking for Charlie Dennis on the far side of the box. It doesn't come off. Tommy Angel trying to do some combination play between the lines. Just one shot in the first 45 minutes for Phoenix. A little more activity the other end for North Carolina with some dangerous flashes across the 18. Renzo Zambrano trying to get others involved, but really it was just that Tommy Angel look that Jake McGuire didn't have a ton of trouble dealing with, Killian.
Yeah, our player to watch, Olex Anderson, he's had a couple moments where he's tried to get things involved. There was really the one big shot from Tommy Angel. But Olex Anderson, few chances. He's been pesky up there at the front, really causing some aggressive heartbeat moments. I'd say here was one of them.
Yeah, he helps it, and Rocco Rios Novo finishes that job off. Rocco never afraid to get outside of his box, gets caught in no man's land there ultimately. After failing to get rid of that ball, Anderson puts it just wide.
Here are the first half stats presented by Gateway Community College. You can see there, possession numbers heavily favor Phoenix. Don't really think that's all that surprising. I think that's kind of what we expected going into the night. But really the shot totals, they haven't turned that possession really into anything.
Oh, and even diving into some of the passing numbers as well, that passing accuracy stat of 86.6%. Possession, sure, completing passes is a good thing. Completing a lot of passes at a high percentage implies that, yeah, you're probably playing safe a lot of the time. And Phoenix Rising have played safe this season. Their average coming into tonight in terms of passing accuracy, 84.5%. That puts them fourth in the USL Championship in possession and tops overall in passing accuracy. They've been even safer than normal tonight.
Yeah, so going to see if they come out a little more aggressive from Diego Gomez as they get ready for this second half. As we'll touch again on Lowry's lowdown, presented by your Peoria Nissan dealers. Here we go, work for the new guys. Haven't really seen the new players in Joe Margarita just yet. Have seen Tommy Angel, our player to watch. We've heard Margarita coming in here. What do you think so far?
Yeah, it hasn't been a ton of activity from any of Phoenix Rising's attacker. No Darius Johnson tonight. He will not be available. The newest of the new signings for Phoenix Rising, a winger coming over from the Dutch top flight. We do expect to see Gerald Margarita on the field for Phoenix Rising sooner rather than later. And then it is Tommy Angel, who's been isolated far too often tonight. Just not quite enough action from the number 9.
Already talked much about Olex Anderson. He's getting ready to go for this second half. Hamid Hassan, our head referee, whistles us back in, and we are underway for this second half of week 25 in the USL Championship. Touch around, as you mentioned, these two clubs outside looking in. As it stands right now, North Carolina in 10th with 30 points, 3 points out of a playoff position. It's in the Eastern Conference. And on the other side, Phoenix, 10th in the Western Conference, standing with 27 points, currently just a point back of 8th place.
Yeah, these teams are within striking distance of that playoff line, and Phoenix Rising certainly trying to come out and say, hey, we're making real moves to try and help us get there. A lack of wingers in the squad. Diego Gomez, interim manager, wants to use wingers. The club goes out and brings in 3 of them. Damian Barker-John coming in on loan from Real Monarchs and MLS Next Pro. That's in the RSL system. Of course, the MLS club. Then you get the 2 new guys who both played over in the Netherlands. This is a club that wants to try and really push their attack forward. We just haven't seen any fruits of that so far.
Speaking of which, Dennis Ferrito centers it, but right into the arms of McGuire. Covers that one.
Better tempo, certainly from Phoenix. You can count on one hand the number of times you saw Edgardo Rito on the ball in a dangerous moment. He's your right winger. You know, gone is the day of Edgardo Rito, at least for now, being a wingback. You know, he's playing full on as a winger tonight. You haven't seen the threat level from either him or Juan Carlos Azocar to indicate that they really are fully fledged members of this front 3.
Get more involved. Mentioned making that push, Phoenix at least. You look at last year, mentioned a club that went on, obviously won the title. But you look at this point last year, they were 7-8-7. They're 6-8-8 this year, 3 points back of where they were. But you look, as there's a ball, poor pass as Pop Marboy steps in front of it. But you look at it, it was actually this week that kind of set Phoenix on a run. It was a 3-2 win over Las Vegas on August 26th. They proceeded again, go on an 8-match unbeaten run, which really took them above the playoff line, got them in, and then obviously, once the playoffs come, you never know what's going to happen. It's about getting hot at the right time, and this team certainly did. Hoping to try and start something similar. A little 1-2. Rito waiting for Angel, and a bit of miscommunication, and that is going to be one that Angel, a little frustrated. Rito can't believe it. That's just tough all around.
And I want to circle back to that stat you just laid out for us, Killian, in terms of the run. That's just a lack of awareness from Ricardo Rito to call your number 9 off the ball in that position inside the box to go and race down that right side and ultimately to have nothing come of it. That's just poor play, and two teammates that maybe just don't know each other. You see the rising record here in August over the last decade. They've had a ton of success, 31 wins. This is a time of year when Phoenix Rising historically has either been good and stayed good or has found some real momentum. And we're most of the way through August at this point and still waiting for that to arrive. Truly the hope is that in order to capture that lightning in a bottle, like they did last season, that these new guys are going to help them do that. So far, really just one of them on the field tonight, at least in terms of the attack in Thomas Angel.
Trying to find Rito once again, headed down by Armstrong, and now a turn, spin around by Perez. Haven't said his name much tonight. Louis Perez, the Frenchman. He's the man who assisted the lone goal from Malou, and now a tug, little argument, and now a foul, and Olex Anderson not pleased with that decision as he went head-to-head with Pop Marboy. Now, that's a matchup that I feel like we haven't got enough of tonight.
Yeah, that's a must-see battle between these two. One of the most athletic center backs in the league in Pop Marboy, and one of the quickest, most athletic 9s in the league in Olex Anderson. Just some good old-fashioned attack versus defense 1v1 there from number 9 versus number 4. Olex Anderson, none too pleased that the referee calls the foul on him.
Saw the young Pop Marboy kind of jawing at him a little bit. The rookie saying, I got you, don't you worry.
It's a great battle. Truly is on paper. That was always going to be a fascinating area, and that's why we talk so much about Olex Anderson in the pregame and in the first half, is because he is such a threat. And the reason why Pop Marboy, as we talked about in the first half too, Killian, the reason why he is in the lineup first and foremost for Phoenix Rising right now is his defensive ability. That's a must-see battle.
A little odd touch that's played all the way back as Flintmeyer are going to go and collect it. Show trying to work it forward. Gonna lay it off. So Zambrano to JP Skiers.
You can see Giulio Dorattiotto there with his hands up sort of to his sides, wondering, where am I exactly supposed to be? Why is the ball not coming to me? One thing that really could impact this game is the lack of Fede Varela on the bench tonight, dealing with that lower body injury. The only pure number 10 in this Phoenix Rising squad, Dorattiotto, we've mentioned, playing higher up tonight, his first start under interim manager Diego Gomez. Playing as that 10, maybe not his best role. He's gotten some sub minutes in that spot under Gomez, but there's no Varela to come in. And I thought maybe coming into the second half in a perfect world, Dorattiotto had some knocks in the first half, spent a decent amount of time on the ground, didn't get on the ball a ton, wasn't super impactful with those runs in behind. Maybe you make that change in a perfect world to Varela. Well, that's not an option tonight. The Phoenix have to find a way to create chances without their number 10.
Skiers thought he got in there clean, and now he's going to be booked after Armstrong took a tumble. Close one. Skiers got a touch on the ball. Yeah, a little late.
Yep. Just hits that outstretched foot of Ezra Armstrong, who continues to have success. By the way, going up against JP Skiers, the right-sided defender there for Phoenix Rising. Armstrong's been quick, too quick for JP Skiers a handful of times tonight.
This will be the first set-piece opportunity for North Carolina here tonight. Got Maldonado and Armstrong, the two set up. Armstrong rocking the two different colored cleats tonight. As Maldonado going to take it. Swings it in and headed up and out by Skiers. Perez tries to take it. He headed down and touched out. Will be a quick throw into Phoenix. As Fans, you can't watch the match. Be sure to turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus hear live matches, USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
Sloppy there on the near sideline from Charlie Dennis, who hasn't been all that impactful tonight either. You can say that about all three members of the advanced midfield positions for Phoenix Rising. Quaisho, Duratioto, Dennis. Those guys have been largely starved of impact in possession, just sloppy from the
Long
number 12.
ball, long run in behind as Rios Novo going to come out and collect it. They're looking for DaCosta over the top.
This is where you'd really like to see Rising try to take advantage of that midfield overload that they have with those bodies, with Zambrano as that single pivot, with Tommy Angel being so comfortable between the lines. Can you find that diamond? Can you find even that five-man positional grouping with Angel being that fifth guy? Can you work it quickly, shift the defensive structure, and break lines into that group?
Anderson, pesky, as he's liked to been all night tonight. He and Rocco Rios Novo spent a lot of time close to each other.
They absolutely have. You look at the touches for Phoenix Rising tonight. No one will be surprised to know that they're leaders. Ale Fumayor, Pat Marboy, those guys have had a ton of touches on the ball. Just not quite enough with those touches. That was a nice entry ball, though.
And Hale gets it through. Doesn't matter as the flag was up once again. Diego Gomez, you see him standing right there by the near side assistant referee. Sure, he would wish that flag never existed.
Last time out against Tampa Bay as well.
And a couple goals taken off due to offside. As Armstrong laid ahead, Perez down on a knee keeps possession. Nicely done by Luis Perez. Maldonado going to switch ends. All the way over to the far side. North Carolina working ahead, chipped in, headed out, but not fully out of danger just yet. Back to the feet of Maldonado. Now coming ahead, Malou collides with Duratioto. No whistle. They're going to keep playing. Phoenix now with an opportunity potentially to counterattack. For red, working forward. Angel, long run if he can get to it. Angel collide inside the box and nothing. And Malou, who he ran into, hobbling just a little bit.
You see the counterattack here from Phoenix Rising. Tommy Angel getting on the ball in the box. The challenge there from Paco Craig. I think that's a sharp call from Mohamed Hassan. Contact certainly not enough for me for that to be a penalty.
Second Carvana corner kick of the night for either side. Both by way of Phoenix. This time on the other side. Swung inside, headed out. Anderson chested down to himself, and North Carolina will start to work it away from their own end. Sent forward, trying to find Anderson, but covered off nicely as Brito give it a little cover all the way back to his keeper.
Phoenix Rising fans will be pleased. From our spot up here in the booth, we can see Jero Margarita getting ready, getting some instructions from that Phoenix Rising coaching staff before he heads over to the center line to sub on to make his Phoenix Rising debut. This is a player that has a ton of potential to be someone who disrupts the opposing block. Plays as a winger, right-footed, likes to get on the ball, has the tricks, has the flicks. Somebody who can beat a player 1v1, and that is what Phoenix Rising have lacked so far through about 55 minutes.
Rito trying to get around his defender. Gets around Armstrong. Rito, the ball still at his feet. Trying to play it through to Angel. Nicely done to shoulder him off and knocked out for a throw. Margarita will wait just a few moments longer. Skier's going to be the one. Quick throw in for Angel. Angel going to stop and turn back to Skier's. Skier's now taken down from behind. That'll set up a set-piece opportunity in a dangerous location.
I see Charlie Dennis immediately walking over to this ball. A great spot for Dennis with that wand of a left foot. Phoenix Rising have often favored those in-swingers, but Renzo Zambrano also stepping over to provide that threat with his right foot on an outswinger to a crashing body at the 6.
So Dennis and Zambrano talking things over, and it looks like we are going to have the first change. It's going to be Edgardo Rito coming off for the new man, Juro Margarita. Born in the Netherlands, represents Curacao internationally, has 4 caps for him, and making his Phoenix Rising debut, donning number 71. There is the new man as they ready for this set piece. Otmar Boy, the biggest body in there, lined up on the back post. Knocked in there, headed down and around, not fully out. Cleared out. First touch. Margarita's right here, and he will play it just back to Fuenmayor. Fuenmayor. Dennis. Dennis. Swung one in once again with the left foot. That one goes nowhere. Long header out. As Quayshow comes in from behind. A little too much contact as North Carolina wants to try and play it quickly, and they're going to wait. Arguing again. DaCosta as Quayshow came in from behind.
Again gets caught on the head. Rodrigo DaCosta. Emil Quayshow jumping up to try and win that header. Slows down the counterattack. It's a little brush there from Emil Quayshow.
Played quickly, far side. North Carolina trying to work it forward. After the first change of the night, gets a little bit of space. Crossed in, all alone, DaCosta knocked down, saved by Rios Novo. What a job to keep it level.
It's a let off for Phoenix Rising. A great bit of attacking play from North Carolina down that right side to find the left foot of Rodrigo DaCosta. Rocco Rios Novo gets down to his right, just in time to push this one wide. Again, North Carolina have created the better chances tonight. That's a dangerous opportunity.
Header in, not out of the 18 just yet. Gonna go off the volley, and that one well wide off the foot of Perez. Rocco Rios Novo, he was huge 2 weeks ago here at home against Tampa Bay. Played another clean sheet, kept it to a 0-0, and keeps it that way here an hour played in Phoenix.
Continues to be Rocco Rios Novo, one of the best goalkeepers in the USL Championship. Continues to make strong saves to keep Phoenix Rising in games, even as the attack tries to find its form.
Margarita now gets it onto his right foot, played ahead, trying to get into Artioto, running in behind. As McGuire does a nice job to come in and snag that ball. Remember, you can score your new career at Gateway Community College. At Gateway, you can achieve your dream career in less time and for less money. Get started at gatewaycc.edu. Otmar Boy, bit of a misplay, and it's out. Olex Anderson in behind, wants the throw in.
Here we go again.
Get it to him one-on-one. Anderson gonna look for the back post. He's trying to find DaCosta, long run. Costa will lay off and now get it right back. Two, poor bit of play and a turnover. Phoenix trying to work it back the other way. Margarita looking for somewhere to go with it. Sends it towards the middle, but too far behind Charlie Dennis.
You can see Margarita just trying to size up the right side of North Carolina's back line. He's got that long gait, those gangly legs, quick on the break, good in tight spots, good on the 1v1. Margarita is going to add real pace and real quality to the left side of this attack. He shifted Juan Carlos Azocar, Diego Gomez, over to this right side when Rito came off the field. Now it's Azocar who's playing on the side of his dominant foot as more of a standard winger. And now it's Margarita who can cut inside on that left side, either to hit a pass to a streaking runner into the left channel or to cut inside on his own, try to take that thing straight to goal.
Fuenmayor will take this back. A little more on Margarita. We mentioned signed last week. Sabah FK, top flight of Azerbaijan. Plenty of action in the Dutch leagues, though. Had 23 appearances last season. He did miss a decent bit of time due to injury, but we're told coming to this one, their season ended in late May. Said he's 100% fit, just trying to get him back to 100% game speed after a little bit of time off. This guy, he does have 31 goals, though, and 17 assists over the last 4 years of his career. So certainly knows how to get the ball in the back of the net. Popmar boy looking for his man Angel, but can't get there too far. McGuire will scoop it up.
And Phoenix Rising desperately need that scoring boost. Attack has been a real problem area for Phoenix in 2024. You know, all that possession coming into the weekend, though, just 22nd in the USL Championship in goals out of 24 teams, just 19th in expected goals. They don't get the ball in the box a whole lot, 20th in the championship in touches inside the opposing 18. The hope is, with Margarita coming into this game, that they'll be able to leverage more of that possession and actually turn it into dangerous opportunities. We've seen a couple of flashes from Margarita, a couple of moments that you see his brilliance, his quality on the ball. Just need some more time.
Nice slide tackle in there by Quaisho, still fighting for the ball. Quaisho gets it away, nicely done by Emi Quaisho. A little slow to get up. The Argentinian over the top. Margarita with some space. Working forward, he's got Angel. Margarita waits up. Got Dorotioto trailing. Margarita turns, gets it to his left foot. One more time, still on the ground. Ball knocked up and around and out of the 18. Dorotioto heads it down. And now bicycle kick, but the flag is up.
No.
How's that for your new signing? Making an impact, everything but the ball in the back of the net here for Phoenix Rising. Margarita crashing the 18, finding space, creating separation with that right foot. There's a moment of danger from Phoenix Rising's newest man.
Curacao international man. Mentioned 4 caps at the highest level for his nation. Exciting start to his Phoenix Rising career. Trying to get a little bit of noise out of that south end. Still 0-0 here in Phoenix. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry. Between the two defending champions from the USL Championship in Phoenix Rising and USL League One in North Carolina FC. Carolina, long throw in. Headed up, knocked down. DaCosta. DaCosta all alone, so much space. Armstrong one-on-one, tried to go near post, and he fired it wide.
Talking about noise out of the south end, some noise out of the north end off that strike from Ezra Armstrong. Overlapping left wing back there from North Carolina. That's a great play from North Carolina off that throw in on the far side. The quick switch over to Armstrong. Such a great use of a throw in to lull the Phoenix Rising defense to sleep before you move it quickly with that change of pace. Phoenix Rising have lacked focus in a couple of those defensive moments tonight. Still, North Carolina haven't made them pay.
Angel he's dropped a little bit into that midfield. He's going to lay it ahead to Margarita.
You can see Tommy Angel and Joe Margarita trying to feel each other out. You know, these are their first competitive minutes on the field together. Two guys that haven't known each other for what, more than a week now? This is an attacking partnership that's going to take some time to build.
Asokar, a little too strong of a touch, but he's going to keep it. And head-to-head with Armstrong, elects to pull back out to Skiers. Phoenix attack kind of poking and prodding right now, looking to try and find a weak point. Margarita once again. Going to cross this one in, looking for Angel, but headed up and out. Phoenix keeps possession. Margarita sends in the middle, Dorotioto. Gonna swing it near side, Dennis, all alone. Armstrong comes to pick him up. Dennis on his right foot, little chip towards the back post, but well over everything, and that one's gonna be cleared away. It will be another corner for Phoenix, third of the night.
Margarita on the ball on that left side. All of a sudden, you see things moving just a little bit quicker for Phoenix Rising. North Carolina have to go and extend, already recognizing the threat that Margarita poses on Phoenix's left, their right side. Well, Well, that creates space for Charlie Dennis. That creates space to work the ball through Giulio Duratioto at the 10 spot. Those are the things that were missing in the first 45-plus minutes of this game, is there was no true wide threat that then allowed North Carolina to just camp numbers out in central spaces.
This one knocked in, looking to try and find the head. Lasso Karkin couldn't get it to him. As Anderson, little tug, and it'll be a yellow card straight away for Duratioto, and he's right hand up. That's on me.
Duratioto knows what he's doing there, stopping that counterattack, ensuring that there's no real threat for North Carolina as they try to counter through Olex Anderson. Just get a hand on that shoulder and get a little hand on the jersey. Mohamed Hassan not wasting any time pulling out that yellow.
A couple of points of emphasis this season. Disrupting that play and an obvious attack. Craig in a turn, nice little pass on the outside of the foot. Armstrong laid ahead to Costa, and that one goes nowhere. Get that one through. Fans, the reigning USL champs, Phoenix Rising FC, host FC Tulsa on September 6th. And guess what? It's dollar beer night. Cheer them to victory at this beautiful stadium here in Central Phoenix. You'll be there for every pass, every stop, every goal, and every win. Starting at just $15 a seat. There's a place for everyone. Get your tickets at phxrisingfc.com. Big night all around. Dollar beer night, Joe. ESPN2 against FC Tulsa. Couple more subs getting ready to come on for both sides. It's like 2 apiece. So Carr gonna pick it up right in front, knocked down. It's like Jose Andres Hernandez, Damian Barker John, the two getting ready for Phoenix. Mayor taking possession. High up there, Dennis. He'll settle possession down and get it back to Skiers. The center, Enzo Zambrano. Turns Zambrano, gets it taken away. Here comes Anderson. Long look as an aggressive look for Anderson as here come the subs. It's going to be Raheem Summersall for North Carolina. As well as getting ready to come on Shaft Brewer Jr. The two changes. As Rafa going to come off for Brewer. Here come the two changes. It's going to be Asso Carr and Giulio Duratioto coming off for Hernandez and Barker John. Getting a little more pace.
Yeah.
Some fresh legs on the wings for Phoenix.
Yeah, you see that through Barker John, and then you see Jose Andres Hernandez now. He's going to take Charlie Dennis's spot on the right side of that midfield diamond. And Dennis is going to shift over to where Giulio Duratioto was as that pure number 10, floating underneath Tommy Angel. I like the change. Dennis, more experienced, has that left foot, has the eye for the killer pass in a way that Duratioto doesn't quite. And you add in Jose Andres Hernandez, somebody who can connect play on the right side of central midfield. I like those changes from Diego Gomez. And then for North Carolina, they've had some success with their pace in this game. Ezra Armstrong working the ball up the left side. Shaft Brewer is a guy who started a lot of games this year for them as a right-sided wingback, a former Phoenix Rising player, somebody that fans here in the Valley of the Sun know quite well. Brewer's got really, really good pace to work the ball in behind the left side of Phoenix's back line from his right wing back spot.
Brewer, it's been a couple of seasons back in 2018, 2019. Long look through, didn't really go anywhere. Here also in Germany, Brewer did RB Leipzig. Now trying to work ahead. Laid ahead, Margarita comes and gets it. Margarita on his right foot, gonna try and turn. Dennis left-footed shot, just misses. Hands on the head, Dennis can't believe it's not 1-0.
You see Charlie Dennis getting involved in the action from that 10 spot right away. The ball gets away from Margarita there on the left side of the box, but ends up falling to Charlie Dennis anyway. Tries to put that left foot through it, just can't quite direct it underneath that crossbar.
Good Danger has been there in this second half for Phoenix. Been knocking on the door, just can't seem to break it open. There's Summersall, fresh into the match for North Carolina. Summersall from St. Kitts and Nevis. Played all 120 minutes of that Open Cup matchup, so certainly familiar with this Rising team. He's got 21 caps. That St. Kitts and Nevis National Club. USL League One final MVP a year ago in Summersall. Big reason they took home that title. Jose Andres Hernandez. That's a tandem right there. Certainly know each other well, and Hernandez and Zambrano. Margarita was trying to make a run. Fuenmayor didn't see him, and now a takedown in from behind. Heavy tackle. And Dennis down in a lot of pain.
Again, that's Charlie Dennis finding the game from that 10 spot. Drifting between the lines, inviting the pressure, inviting the challenge. Doing a good job there of shielding the ball from the opposing defense. It's great work from Charlie Dennis, earning another set piece, feeling the game out in that new spot.
Quick play, looking to try and get one over the top. But nowhere to go, and now touchdown, quarter of possession from North Carolina. Another quick throw in. We'll go to Zambrano, and he'll just lay it on back Fuenmayor.
Rising trying to find the gaps in North Carolina's 5-4-1 block. There's still space to run into in behind, but Jake McGuire stepping off his line to be that sweeper keeper if needed. Rising trying to draw this North Carolina side out to then find the space. Still the ball's moving just a little slow.
There's a long ball in for Angel. Won't matter as the flag goes up offside. Fans, remind you, eFootball 2024 is here. You can live your dream and rep your team. Plays your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play, so go ahead and download it now. North Carolina trying to provide a little bit of danger and sneaking one through. Alex Anderson was at the back post, but Rocco Rios Novo was right there.
It's the wingbacks again for North Carolina. Those players have been threatening, but Rocco Rios Novo, to his credit, he's had a few adventures tonight, no doubt about it, but has done a good job of controlling his box.
Skiers walks it ahead a little bit, gives it right back to Zambrano. Zambrano works it past midfield. Quayshow off Margarita. There's somewhere to go, wants to cut inside, finds Dennis. We'll wait up. Quayshow trying to direct a little traffic. Skiers calling for the ball. They're going to try to get it to him. Skiers has to step up, and he's taken down. No whistle. 3-on-2 right now, the counterattack. Working it ahead. Anderson off to the right. They have Anderson. Anderson, right foot, right into the hands of Rocco Rios Novo. Another good save by the Argentinian. Now trying to stretch it out the other direction. Dennis, quick little 1-2. Hernandez right back to Dennis.
Parker John looking for that run in behind. Jose Andres Hernandez doesn't quite find him.
Quayshow. Dennis just short. Margarita comes ahead, edge of the 18. Margarita thought about a shot, stops, gets it taken, dispossession, nicely done on defense. Now laid back here, Summersall. Armstrong working ahead. He had a great opportunity earlier in this half. Bit of a poor pass, and Armstrong loses possession.
The dynamics for Phoenix Rising have changed now on their left side, the right side for North Carolina, with Shaft Brewer's entrance into this game. Brewer, I mentioned his pace already. He's somebody that's harder for Margarita to beat around that corner.
Parker John weaving his way through. Hard tackle. No foul. Diego Gomez still trying to give some talk to his men to that near side. And now a whistle.
So get a look at this collision inside the box. Damian Barker-John. Paco Craig gets that ball first, stands his ground. It's a good no call from the referee.
Paco Craig standing tall like a brick wall.
Yeah.
As Hotmar Boy is like cramping a little bit. Trying to help stretch him out. A few more changes readying for North Carolina as they will be made. It's going to be Evan Conway, team's leading scorer, going to come on. So Jaden Cervania. Get on there. So it looks like they're going to make the change up top. It's be Anderson coming off. Hard night's work for Olex Anderson, and he'll give way to the team leader in goals with 8 in Evan Conway. Conway, we mentioned, leads the club out of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. 5 goals off that left foot from him. He has been in a little bit of a drier stretch. 2 goals in his last 5, but he did have a really good run in the midpoint of the year. 6 goals during a 7-week stretch, as he's going to try and regain the form and see if he can't help find this winner for his club on the road.
Now up top, Evan Conway playing as that number 9. He can play through the middle. He can play a little wider in the half spaces. It will be him leading the line for North Carolina. They've got those attacking firepower to bring off the bench. There's still something left in this game. Killian Chance is still going to come at both ends.
Phoenix readying a couple subs. Derek Formella, Gabby Torres ready to come on. Margarita. Touchdown to himself. Gonna wait up. Run, good turn there by Zambrano. Finds in the center, Jose Andres Hernandez, poor pass, intercepted by Armstrong. Conway tried to make a run, but couldn't get it to him, and then deflected down. Dennis with the ball at his feet. Dennis works it forward. Give off, little 1-2. Dennis stops, gets it to his left foot, trying to find somewhere to go. He gets collected by 2 defenders. Here comes Jose Andres Hernandez. Torres, left-footed shot. He slipped a little bit, and an easy save made by McGuire. Torres just wasn't able to get all the way through that ball.
Charlie Dennis has struggled on the right side of the box when he's been in those spaces tonight. Just not quite able to get the final action, whether it's the touch or the shot, whether it's the pass. Phoenix Rising with a good box entry. And then the whole sequence, of course, ends with Tommy Angel, who says, well, can't make a lot of progress close to goal. I'll take the shot from outside the 18. An easy save there from Jake McGuire.
He showed us a nice job elevating, trying to get to that ball. Lovely bit of touch as that one's played around. Popmar Boyd will settle it down back on the pitch. A little fluids and a little stretch out. Play the center, quick 1-2 touch back to Zambrano as he presses ahead.
And that is better, both in terms of the ball movement, the location, and the tempo. Zambrano and Dennis getting on the ball. We've seen a little bit more confidence now from this Phoenix Rising group, moving it quickly through central areas.
1-2, opportunity for Phoenix. Right-footed shot deflected down. Barker-John can't get there. Armstrong does a nice job to come out. Trying to lead a little bit of a counterattack. Plays it ahead, Conway. One-on-one with Popmar Boy, and he shoulders him off.
Popmar Boy continues to be the rock in the back line for Phoenix. So rarely takes a step in the wrong direction as that deepest defender for Phoenix Rising, the center back closest to goal. It's a great defensive stop by the rookie.
Player down for North Carolina, cramping. They're trying to get the referee's attention, and he finally does. As we're going to have a stoppage. The subs will come on. Gabby Torres will come on for Quayshow. Torres, Brazilian, readies himself. Eric Formella will come on for Charlie Dennis. So a few opportunities in this second half for Dennis tonight, but he'll make way for Formella.
See the little high five there between Tommy Angel and Formella. Looks like Angel's going to be now playing in more of that number 10 role. At times it'll look like a 2 forward front, but already Formella's gone up to lead the line, while Angel drops into the role that Julio Grazioto started in tonight, that Charlie Dennis moved into in the second half, that number 10 spot.
Formella listed at 5'10", certainly plays a lot bigger than that. We'll certainly have to watch for him deep in the box on the reception of some headers. Looking for Conway over the top. Conway gets the wait for it. Flag stays down. Conway, a little left off to the side. Cervania crossed in. Rios Novo springs out of that one like a jungle cat and snags it, and he's going to get it back going quickly.
These are the moments for Damian Barker-John on this near side. Just not a lot of speed or intent there from that Phoenix Rising counterattack. Barker-John's got the wheels to get in behind. They don't take advantage.
Margarita lays it ahead. Torres stayed on. Torres, first touch, and that one across the line, and just having to touch it out for a corner. So a dangerous opportunity with less than 10 minutes left in the 90.
See the look here from North Carolina. Jaden Cervania whips it across. Again, Rocco Rios Novo does a good job of coming out to claim. He's had control when he's been in the 18 tonight.
Got some big bodies in there for Phoenix now. You got Formella, you got Pop Marboy, Margarita, taller target. As Zambrana going to be the one to take this Carvana corner kick, 4th of the night for the hosts. Formella standing right in the middle of everything. Pop Marboy awaits at the back post. Zambrano going near post. It's going to be headed right back out towards him, and it'll just be a throw-in. Just to try and take it quickly, and nobody comes to him soon enough. Just wait and lay it off. Torres got right in, and then a quick whistle. So it'll be a free kick.
The clock very much not on Phoenix Rising's side. North Carolina would love the 3 points, but more content on the road, traveling across the country. A difficult road trip overall for North Carolina FC. They're more okay to head back home with a single point. Phoenix Rising, 5 minutes and change plus stoppage time, away from a really disappointing home draw where, again, we haven't seen the attack click. Yeah, the second half has brought better moments for this Rising side, but they're still looking for an answer.
This is a North Carolina team. They've struggled a little bit on the road this season. Just 9 points of their 29 total so far have come away from Wake Med Park in Cary. Now, long run working forward. Torres gonna lay it off. Margarita gives back. Try and set something up here. Fuenmayor back to Margarita. Margarita presses ahead, gets to his right foot, cross in, back post, Barker-John just misses. Barker-John made a nice run, might not have necessarily been as close as it originally looked.
Yeah, he doesn't get the right contact on that. Damian Barker-John, technically so difficult to get that header on target, just tucking inside the defender, making the run off the weak side. Again, though, it's Jiro Margarita causing problems from his left winger role, cutting inside onto his preferred right foot. It's a great ball into Damian Barker-John. A difficult header, and it goes wide.
Long ball by McGuire. Fuenmayor just clears that one out. Phoenix Children's is the exclusive official pediatric medical partner of Phoenix Rising. To learn more, you can visit phoenixchildrens.org. Less than 4 minutes plus stoppage time. Zambrano gets it off. A little bit of space available for Phoenix as they work forward once again. Long ball in, trying to find Formella, who was making a run. Couldn't sneak it through. Here comes North Carolina back the other direction. Serranier's got Armstrong to his right. Serranier going to stop. Good job turning on that ball. Lay it off into the middle. Somersault. Once a long shot, knocked down. Conway left foot and wide. That one clings against the metal bleachers.
See Phoenix Rising trying to quickly get the ball back in play. Find space in the midfield. Still trying to find the gaps in North Carolina's structure. It's not a lot of success in possession so far tonight.
Formella, little back heel pass for Zambrano. Formella trying to make a run. Zambrano didn't see him right away. Gets off for Angel. Angel cuts to his left foot. Still waiting. Left-footed shot, knocked back around. Formella as the flag goes up on the near side.
Renzo Zambrano does so well there to start that attacking sequence. Pushing the ball forward, it ends up on the foot of Tommy Angel. Again, just not the end product from Rising tonight.
Fans, remember the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every single day on the CBS Sports Golazzo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Maguire knocks this one in deep. Phoenix looking dangerous still. Angel in behind, has to wait up for that ball. Armstrong overran it. It's off. Margarita right foot, knocked down. Maguire knocked down again. A double save from Maguire. What a moment of brilliance from the keeper.
North Carolina FC's #1 coming up huge as we approach the final moments out here at 38th and Washington. Jerome Margarita with the first shot. Dariush Formella with the second. Jake Maguire standing on his head here in the dying moments.
Down once, up, and then down a second time, and a strong fist pump from the Chino, California native. It will be another Carvana corner kick, however, for Phoenix. Zambrano to take this one. Looking for the back post. Maguire up into the air, and a whistle. They're going to wave it off as it found the back of the net. The fans liked it. Diego Gomez thought his side might have had the winner.
See the ball come in here from Renzo Zambrano. Little bit of contact there between Pop Marboy and Jake Maguire. The goalkeepers always get the benefit of the doubt there. It's a safe call there from the referee. The correct one, keeping this thing at 0-0.
We'll wait and see how much we'll get in stoppage time. See if we can't find a winner. Phoenix still pressing hard. Margarita going to stop and turn. Phoenix looks like they really want this one. It's going to be 3 minutes added on. Fuenmayor plays ahead. Shift back, Margarita. He's been great since coming on in his Phoenix Rising debut. Zambrano. Torres gets it to his right foot, has to wait. Shadowed by a couple of defenders. Torres now takes it all the way down, and it will be a Phoenix corner.
Renzo Zambrano jogging over to take this set piece. Rising have struggled tonight, finding looks in open play. A chance here, a chance there. A great save from Jake Maguire there. This is a huge opportunity on a dead ball.
Another Carvana corner kick, and Renzo Zambrano knocked this one in, leaping up, headed up, and into the south stands.
It's a decent look there from Rising. Pop Marboy frustrated, couldn't quite direct that one on frame. Lots of bodies crowding him there inside New Mexico's 18 in that zonal marking scheme.
Maguire content to take his time as the seconds tick away. as it stands a point aside. Played up, Torres not able to control the touch. There'll be a throw in to North Carolina.
North Carolina should be proud of the defensive effort they've showed tonight. Doing a great job of restricting space between the lines. Some proactive adjustments from John Bradford with his substitutions, bringing on Schaffbrewer to give him a little extra space, a little more balance, opposite of Ezra Armstrong in those wingback spots. North Carolina, a very disciplined, professional performance in what is a very, very difficult road trip.
Not done just yet. Bit of a misplay and a turnover. Phoenix stopped. Nicely done. Working well forward. Here's an opportunity potentially for Phoenix in the dying moments. Left foot crossed in, knocked down. Chasing it down. Barker John, nice touch, left-footed shot, deflected away. Not out of danger just yet. North Carolina now trying to run and clear it. Zambrano chipped around, leaping into the air. Popmar boy touches it. They're going to let him keep going. Armstrong now, he's got numbers as Skier sends this one high into the night. And it will go out, throw into North Carolina, and that is potentially the final moment of play. They're going to let it keep going, at least for now. Long throw in. Barker John takes away possession if he can get around Barker John, and it is out, no foul, and they're actually going to change it. The head referee going to change. They're going to say it'll be a throw to Phoenix. So at least one more chance.
Damian Barker John putting in work on this right side. Hard tackle there from Maldonado.
Touched right back out. Trying to get the ball quickly. They're going to throw it back, and that will do it. 0-0. As at the whistle, North Carolina, the defense held strong, and they all dropped to their knees, breathing heavy, and a well-earned point on the road for this North Carolina FC side.
No doubt about it. A strong professional performance from North Carolina FC. Continues to leave themselves in the playoff conversation over in the Eastern Conference for Phoenix Rising. You can see it all on interim manager Diego Gomez's face. The frustration that the attacking issues continue for Phoenix even as their roster evolves.
That man was big tonight. Couple huge saves from Rocco Rios Novo. And another clean sheet for the Argentinian. Adds one more to the tally and another point. 27 now on the year for Phoenix Rising. 30 total for North Carolina FC. A 0-0 draw as that man made his debut. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap things up for you here as match week 25 comes to a close.
You came looking for a light beer. And you found gold. Modelo Oro. The light beer with a smooth, elevated taste and a clean, crisp finish. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Well, it's finally happening. The robots. They're coming.
Hi, Amory.
Maybe that's a good thing.
She said what? She said what? I was ready like a full 20 minutes before you. What are you talking about? It drives better than you do, babe.
It does. Bye, robot.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
It was that kind of night. Hands on knees, taking a seat after a hard-fought 0-0 between Phoenix Rising and North Carolina FC. As match week 25 comes to a close here in the USL Championship. Killian McClatchy, Joe Lowry. No joy from anybody around. Certainly North Carolina happy with a point to go back home to the East Coast after a long road swing. A frustrating 0-0 for the home team in Phoenix Rising. We got some of the highlights from the match for you tonight. This is the first half. A few opportunities. Things really didn't pick up, though, till the second 45.
No, just one shot in that first half for Phoenix Rising. North Carolina had the better look. Some overlaps from their wingbacks causing problems. Still, neither team could find that final action inside the box in the first half, and ultimately that theme carried on to the second.
That was really the best opportunity the first half for Phoenix, at least, was a Tommy Angel look and a few chances in this match for North Carolina. This was the real heartbeat moment for Phoenix. Olex Anderson, Rocco Rios Novo, a little one-on-one. Just misses.
Yeah, Rocco Rios Novo doing his best Pop Marboy impression there. Trying to shepherd the ball wide. Caught in no man's land there, Rocco Rios Novo. North Carolina, though, could not make Phoenix Rising pay. Same theme here with Rodrigo da Costa. A great reaction save from Rocco Rios Novo.
Yeah, Rocco Rios Novo was big. The two keepers once again. Jake McGuire and Rocco Rios Novo have made some huge saves. There's another one coming. Rios Novo as Anders Armstrong just kind of missed wide on that. Dennis a look just too high over the bar. Couldn't believe it there. Charlie Dennis, one of the newer signings. A real positive point, though. Joel Margarita. This was the big moment of the match. This is what kept it level in the closing stages. And that is pretty much all we had. Here are your final stats presented by Gateway Community College. Possession numbers stayed heavy in favor of Phoenix, just like the first half. 6 corner kicks, but still no goals.
Yeah, you mentioned the positive. If you're going to take a positive out of another goalless game for Phoenix Rising, it is the performance of Joel Margarita in his 35 minutes off the bench tonight. I'll toss a couple more stats out there. Led the team in dribbles on the evening with 4, despite playing just 35 minutes. Led the team in touches inside the box as well with 5. Joel Margarita, a bright spot on the left wing. Phoenix Rising going to need their new shiny toys to start producing, and quickly, as they try to hop back above that playoff line.
Well, the outside looking in right now. Both these clubs in 10th place in their respective conference as the push for the playoffs starts to ratchet up. A 0-0 draw between these two, Phoenix and North Carolina. I want to wrap things up for you tonight. I want to thank you for joining us this evening, wherever you may be. For my partner, Joe Lowry, my name's Killian McClatchy. Big thanks to our entire Bitfire crew here tonight in Phoenix. 0-0 between Phoenix Rising and North Carolina FC. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be back at you here in a couple weeks. USL Championship.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.